This Delta how-to video will show you how to flush the lines on your Delta kitchen faucet. To complete this project, you'll need channel lock pliers, a screwdriver, a cloth, a towel, an 1/8" Allen wrench, an adjustable wrench, a bucket or mixing bowl, and perhaps white vinegar. Also, an extra set of hands. Does your Delta kitchen faucet make noise whenever you turn it off and on? Well, the most likely culprit is some debris that's become trapped, either in the supply lines or inside the faucet itself. However, you can clear it with a simple procedure called flushing the lines. To get started, check the aerator first. Unscrew the aerator that's located at the end of the spout. Make sure to also remove the gasket, which sometimes sticks to the end of the spout. The aerator should unscrew counterclockwise by hand, but if you're having difficulty, wrap a cloth around it and use a pair of channel locks to gently loosen it. Be careful not to squeeze it too hard and bend it. If that doesn't work, you can try a vinegar-soaked rag wrapped around and over the aerator to help loosen it. Just give it some time to soak in. Check the aerator for any debris, and then go ahead and shut off the supply valves under the sink. Now turn the faucet handle on to completely drain the lines. Alright, with the aerator removed and the faucet handle in the on position, go ahead and turn the water supply back on. The sudden burst of water may remove the debris that's become stuck inside. If it's still making noise, the debris may be trapped inside the faucet itself. Turn off the water supply and drain the lines just as you did before. Now you'll need a few tools for this part of the process. An Allen wrench, probably 1/8", a screwdriver, some towels, and a bucket or bowl. Start by removing the screw cover under the handle. Use an Allen wrench to loosen the small hex screw and take off the handle. Then remove the bonnet nut and bonnet cap. Now remove the spout. Grasp the round metal stem and pull out the ball along with the cam and packing. You will need to reinstall these later, so be sure to note how they were positioned in the valve. In the front of the brass valve body, you will see a diverter for the side sprayer. Using the screwdriver, remove the diverter and check that there is no debris. Next, you will want to check the rest of the valve. You'll see what are called the seats and springs. Insert the Allen wrench or ball stem into the rubber seat. Tilt it back slightly to catch the spring and lift them both out. Once you have the valve completely disassembled, place a bucket or bowl upside down over the entire valve assembly. Then place a rolled up towel behind the faucet. And this might be a good time to ask for help from an extra pair of hands. One person should hold the bucket over the valve assembly and the other should turn the water back on. This will help to keep the bucket in place as the water is turned back on. Turn both water supplies back on full strength. The water will come directly out of the empty valve body and be diverted back into the sink by the bucket. And this should clear any remaining debris from the lines. Turn the water off and reassemble the faucet, making sure there's no debris stuck to any of the parts. Tighten everything securely and turn the water back on. If you have a two-handle faucet, the process is slightly different. You will need to remove the handle, spout, and diverter. Note that in a two-handle faucet, the diverter will be down in the bottom middle of the valve body, instead of to the side. The diverter can be unscrewed using a large screwdriver or coin. Keeping the handles in place, lay a rolled-up towel behind the faucet and place a bucket or bowl upside down over the entire valve assembly. Again, this might be a good time to ask for help from an extra pair of hands. One person should hold the bucket over the valve assembly, and the other should turn the water back on. This will help keep the bucket in place as the water's turned back on. Turn both water supplies back on full strength. The water will come directly out of the empty valve body and be diverted back into the sink by the bucket. This should clear any remaining debris in the lines. If that does not solve the problem, you'll have to disassemble the hot and cold valves as well. Repeat the entire disassembly process until you get to flushing the lines. At this point, prior to flushing the lines, disassemble the hot and cold valves. Remove each of the handles and use an adjustable wrench to unscrew the bonnet nuts. Now take off the bonnet, then reach in and grab the stem that the handle was attached to and pull it straight up. With the stems removed, take out the seats and springs from both sides. Once you have the valves completely disassembled, repeat the process of flushing the lines with the bucket over the entire faucet and a rolled up towel behind. Turn the water off and reassemble the faucet, making sure there's no debris stuck to any of the parts. Tighten everything securely and turn the water back on. So now that you've flushed the lines, your newly repaired faucet should work smoothly and quietly.